So the people at Kotaku fail to understand that gamers are just not on their side, and so they keep doubling, tripling, and quadrupling down in the most absurd of ways that you can possibly think of. And their most recent attempt at crossing lines is now to apparently go after Christian creators, more specifically Melonie Mac, the very obvious target of what appears to be the start of a harassment campaign that a Kotaku writer is trying to launch. It's so funny that these people constantly scream about the other side being the ones who are the harassers, and yet this entire thing started because an innocent person from a different country was harassed by a Sweet Baby Inc. employee on Twitter. I suppose the situation is not helped by the fact that Kotaku is supposedly backing down from their initial 50 game articles a week, as they have apparently approved Alyssa Mercanti to go after a bunch of YouTubers. So this is going to be a very interesting story. This is from Grums. Kotaku editor Alyssa Mercanti has a weird grudge against Melonie Mac and wants to fight her. Now she has convinced Kotaku to let her write a hit piece on Melonie, calling out to anyone with rumors for ammo. This is not journalism, it's anger and a power play. I actually feel like I know what Alyssa Mercanti is going to say in her article, and if I'm right, it's going to be a disaster for Kotaku. So check this out. Kotaku's editor-in-chief resigned, leaving a power vacuum at the top. Alyssa and Carolyn Petit are the only editors left and would be next in line for the EIC promotion. So they're now scrounging for what remains of Kotaku. All right, they're fighting over it. And Alyssa has her sights set on creators. She thinks that attacking YouTubers is going to save her career. And really, honestly, that's pathetic, but that is reality. Alyssa has convinced GO Media to let her continue to write news while Kotaku pivots to gaming guides. She cites how her prior hit piece on Cabrutus Rambo was the second highest traffic article on Kotaku. She likely leveraged this to get GO Media to agree, and I wouldn't be surprised about that. The very fact that Alyssa is still working there speaks volumes, and so it doesn't surprise me that they're giving her this opportunity. And this is something I reported on the other day, the fact that leadership wanted to aggressively pivot what Kotaku does in the midst of a harassment campaign levied against me and the site for an original piece of reporting that was the second most read story for over a week is telling Mama. But maybe she doesn't realize that the reason that people read it so much was because other people, YouTubers, were reporting on it, not because of her skills in writing. Remember, she called a hit piece on white male gamers stellar reporting, and she also said that you can't be racist towards white people. Some detractors tried to come out and defend her, saying that she was just kidding. We know the truth. As Alyssa fights over the scraps at Kotaku, she's been very busy drumming up PR for herself, a combination of nerd-baiting tweets and an interview tour with CBC, and Nerds of Culture is an obvious attempt to curry visibility. It is failing. The interviews have almost no views and a huge dislike ratio, but GO Media may not be looking that closely, only noticing she is getting a higher profile. Of course, they don't notice what the inner workings and the behind the scenes and the motivations. They just see the results. And that's all they care about, right? That they're getting more popular, that they're getting attention. And as you can see right here, 233 dislike ratio. Okay, 94K subscribers, only about 1,800 views. Goodness gracious, this was supposed to be a huge stream for her. Didn't go very far because people saw it coming from a mile away. It says right here from Ed, Kotaku editor Alyssa Mercanti lies about Sweet Baby Inc. Backlash during CBC radio appearance. I also did a video on this. Claims Steam curator list was made to prevent people from buying and playing these games, which was proven to be untrue from several different angles. Now Alyssa has seemingly gotten Kotaku approval for not just one hit piece, but a slew of them, targeting any prominent gaming personality or YouTuber. Amazing that you can convince your superiors to allow you to do something so heinous. If she can get enough traffic, she might be able to save her job and get the EIC position at rapidly fading Kotaku. You know, if she does get the EIC position, how long will she have it for? Because I don't see Kotaku surviving this ordeal at all. That's just me. I could be wrong, but I do see that they are failing. She seems to be starting with Melonie Mac because of her Christian values that ignited her first angry tweet at Mel in 2023. So this is such an interesting way of approaching this conversation. So she's attacking Melonie Mac, not just because of the things that she says about trans people, but also because of her Christian values, which is insane. And I've had some people in my videos say, well, don't bring religion into this, okay? This doesn't have to be about religion. Well, look what they're doing. They're bringing religion into this. And I'll show you exactly how. She says, also, if you personally know any decent popular gaming personalities, streamers who have seen a meteoric rise in popularity shortly after adopting more reactionary views, DM/email me. I'm kind of glad that she blocked me that way. I don't have to be attacked for my Christian values, but who knows? Maybe the day's coming, but one can only hope. But then she goes on to say this, there's a story I've been simmering that I really want to pick back up again. If anyone has any connections to a prominent female Twitch streamer / gaming personality who leans very hard into Christianity and homophobia, DM me or email me at link in bio. I just want to give people some context. The Bible says that God thinks homosexuality is an abomination. So Christians do not agree with homosexuality. I, as a Christian myself, do not agree with homosexuality. Now, I don't go around destroying and slamming people over the entire thing. Although I do try to turn people to Jesus. That's just me as a Christian. Now, for those people who don't want me to bring religion into this, we didn't start this fight and bring Jesus into this. Okay, those people did. Now they're going after Christianity. This is a spiritual battle as well as a secular physical battle. Christianity is just obeying God's word. And this is why I feel I know where this story is going. I feel like I know exactly what kind of article Alyssa Mercanti is going to write. What I think she's going to write about Melonie Mac is that years ago, Melonie Mac was on the opposite side of the political spectrum. She was defending trans and LGBT people. She was saying you can't attack them, they're in danger, blah, blah, blah. I remember seeing tweets from her about that, and other people have quoted her for that because they try to criticize her Christianity all the time. They're like, well, this isn't very Christian of you. That isn't very Christian of you. What these people do not understand about Christians is that when you become a Christian, you experience an inner change. It's from Jesus working on your heart. All right, now I'm just trying to give you guys context. I'm not trying to Bible thump anybody. I'm just trying to explain the context here, the context that the media does not understand because they're not about that. What they also don't understand is that even if you're not a Christian, sometimes people's opinions just change. Okay, I know that like years ago, I wasn't entirely conservative either. I had some left-leaning views and I believed in things that I don't believe in now. People just change. You know, a few years can do a lot to people. Just look at what's happened to entertainment. Look what's happened to gaming. Look what's happened to a bunch of personalities that we all used to look up to. You know, people used to idolize, celebrities, etc. People have changed. You know, some people that I used to love, I can't stand anymore because of the way that they think. And I don't just mean like political stances. I mean just the horrible things that they say about other people. You never would have expected they say these kinds of things. So if Melonie Mac was a left-leaning liberal years ago and she was against conservatives and she was saying, oh, you know, defend trans, defend LGBT, you know, how could you attack people? And now she's just going on social media and roasting them and dunking on them all the time. That just kind of happens. That can happen with literally anybody. So I think that Alyssa's going to be writing an article saying, well, she says she's a Christian now and loves Jesus so much, but years ago she was saying she defends trans people and loves gay people, and now she's against them. So that means that she can't be trusted. But Alyssa thinks that people can't change. Guess what, Alyssa? Even you are capable of changing. People just change. And that's why this article, whenever it is released, it's not going to mean a single thing. It's not going to affect anybody. And all it's going to do is make you look like you just hate Christians, which already seems to be the case. She says that Melonie is leaning hard into Christianity and homophobia like they're two separate entities. It's just a complete lack of understanding. Now, what does not surprise me about this situation is Melonie Mac accepting the challenge, at least from what I see on this post here. It's not surprising to me. So what Grum says is, at this point, Melonie and Alyssa appear to be emailing and presumably giving comments. I highly suggest Melonie Mac refrain from giving Alyssa any airtime. Anything she says is going to be cherry-picked, reframed, and twisted to serve the obvious slanted story Alyssa is preparing to write. So let's check out this photo. This is from Packer Girl. I've been seeing her reporting on it as well. Kotaku's senior editor-in-chief Alyssa Mercanti interviewing Melonie Mac. So Melonie Mac says, you know, you could always just talk to me if you want, but it looks like you'd rather find people who don't like me to help you formulate some hate and lies to fit a narrative you've inevitably made up in your head for your witch hunt, which I actually agree with. And that's in response to Alyssa's story asking if anybody has information on Melonie Mac. Alyssa Mercanti says, hi, Melonie. I would love a chance to talk to you. My email is in my bio if you want to reach out. I planned on sending one your way early next week as it's EOD for me. Thanks. And Alyssa has been trying to get in a conversation for a while, at least since like last year. And Melonie Mac said, judging by your tweet and lack of tagging me in it, your intentions appear to be in bad faith, but I sent an email. So Melonie's like, you know what? I know that you have something up your sleeve, but I'm going to do it anyway. So game on. And of course, Alyssa's like, thanks, I replied. So Melanie's going to do it. Now, Grums thinks that Melonie should not do it. I only disagree with that because Melonie Mac has a really good understanding of the Bible. She has a really good understanding of gaming and entertainment culture. And she has been paying attention to Kotaku's downfall. Okay, she's reported on it several times. And since she rises to the challenge and is really good at talking to people, I do think that she will come out on top with this because honestly, just thinking about this article and what it might entail, all of it's going to be bashing Christians, saying that Melonie Mac used to be this person, so obviously, she's not really the person she is now because Alyssa probably thinks that people can't change. Probably why she thinks that you can't be racist towards white people. She has this strange nihilistic attitude towards humanity, it appears. And she's only out for herself, judging from the way that she lashes out at everybody else. And just remember how this all started. It all started because people refused to take accountability and do honest reporting, and now we have a twisted narrative, and it looks like Alyssa's trying to twist the narrative yet again. Grum says the best way to defeat Kotaku is to starve them out and not give them any traffic. I mean, he does have a point about that. I just think that Melonie Mac taking on this challenge is a good idea because if you just let them talk, just let them say everything they want to say, a picture will be painted. Everyone already knows what Alyssa has said behind the scenes, what she's said on her Twitter and what she thinks of people. And there's already a very good response when she's going on to podcasts. You know, people aren't watching it. They're responding by not giving her the attention. I bet they'll give Melonie Mac the attention when they do that live stream, but it won't be because of Alyssa. It'll be because of Melonie. Now, he does give a word of caution to Geo Media and Kotaku. He says if they allow Alyssa Mercanti to write these smear articles, they had better be prepared. Geo Media's Deadspin was killed off by the Chiefs fan lawsuit. Given Alyssa's propensity to lie, Kotaku and Geo Media are likely to open themselves up for legal liability as she goes after prominent gaming personalities. Alyssa could not just cost Kotaku its news section, she could cost them millions of dollars in damages and kill off Kotaku forever. Grums, I don't see why we should even give them a warning. Just let her do it. Let her say whatever she wants. Let them spiral completely out of control with no saving grace, because I guarantee you that even though she's attacking Christianity now, if it turns out one day that she has nothing left, she might only have Jesus to turn to in the end, which in my personal opinion would be a win-win for everybody. I sure hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you haven't had the chance to like it and share it with your friends, that would be awesome. And hey, if you're feeling ultra spicy, consider subscribing to my channel so that you're always up to date on what kind of thing I've got going on. I look forward to seeing you all in the next one. Later. Meow meow.